Hey, Top Gun Options traders, welcome to Thursday Market SITREP. Matt Buckley, call sign Whiz, primary and weekly options model portfolio manager here at TGO. And what a difference a day makes, right? Yesterday, Comedy Central was all over the news. Markets imploding about North Korea this, North Korea that. That's why the market's going down. Folks, if you watch CNBC for anything other than entertainment and pure comedy value, you're going to implode and get killed. If CNBC's talking about it, it's hours old, at least 30 minutes old, let's say at max. Why? The news has to get to somebody at CNBC. It has to get to Edgewood Cliffs, New Jersey. Some 28-year-old who's trying to make it in the entertainment industry as a writer needs to write it, and then they have to put it on a teleprompter for the Muppets to speak. Okay, so when the market moves down 100 points like it did yesterday, they search for a reason. And the Muppets, hey, look at the top of the Drudge Report. It says North Korea might attack us. That's why the market's imploding. Completely not true, and that's why we have a lot of people trading here at Top Gun Options, because we know what's going on strategically, operationally, and tactically in the market. So that whole thing cracks me up. So if the market went down yesterday on North Korea, why isn't it down even more today? Because it's getting worse. Pyongyang preps missiles. We're sending Aegis cruisers and destroyers to sit off the coast of North Korea. The troops in South Korea are at the maximum alert they've been at. Quack, 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 quack. The market's up today. And the market's up today, folks, on what? Why is the market up today? Market shouldn't be up today. I'll tell you why. Look at weekly unemployment claims. 500-pound heads, we're calling for about 352,000, blown out of the water. And, folks, this is the weakest or the biggest miss since November. That's not good. Look at this. Biggest uptick since November, and we're starting to see a lot of news. It's really, the downside hits keep coming. We saw weak PMI. We saw weak ISM and non-manufacturing ISM. The ADP claims that came out yesterday sucked, and now initial claims are horrible. Market's going higher. So really, folks, please don't listen to Comedy Central. Please join us here at Top Gun Options and learn what the hell's going on in this market. Fed Chairman's speaking this morning. He's going to move the market, just like, who was it yesterday? Bullard. Bullard yesterday kind of threw the market around a little bit. The Fed chief speaking today. George is speaking today. Yellen speaking today. All these Fed folks are coming out and they're playing whack-a-mole. Some of the hawks are saying, you know what, we might... they're clearing their throat in anticipation of saying last call to all the drunks on Wall Street who are getting richer. The 1% are getting richer, folks, because of the Fed's policy, and you and I are getting a hell of a lot poorer. I can tell you that right now. And for those of you who know me, I make Rush Limbaugh look like a liberal. But that is what's going on with what the Fed's doing. The only people partaking in what's going on are the rich and the folks on Wall Street, the last people on the face of the earth that need the help, right? And the 99% are getting poorer. So sign me up for Obama 2016 or whatever. So these Fed folks are coming out, at least the hawks are saying, we got to end this party sometimes, guys. We're creating a bunch of alcoholics that are dependent on us. And, of course, the Bernanke side of the fence is saying everything's great, stay the course, all is well, just like the guy on Animal House, and he's going to get trampled. Tomorrow, I say the market moves sideways into tomorrow. Why? Because the big day is unemployment rate and non-farm payroll. Remember, guys, it's bizzarro market. Good news is bad news. Bad news is good news. The unemployment rate going down isn't necessarily good news. It might be good news for our country if the unemployment rate goes down. It's bad news for the traders because that is ticking closer to last call, right? The Bernanke said, hey, if we get unemployment under check here and get it down around 6.5%, we're going to pull the punch bowl away. So in bizzarro market, what's good news for the economy might not be good news for the market, and vice versa. Good news for the market might be bad news for the economy. However, and now let's go good news is bad news is good news, and invert that. If the unemployment rate goes down, it's not necessarily a good thing, right? That means more people might have left the workforce. The past couple unemployment reports have gone down, and the clown car Obama administration has avoided rushing out to the microphones like they used to. Remember when the unemployment rate would go down? You'd see the labor secretary, Googlesby, all sorts of clowns get to the microphone and go, hey, what we're doing is working. And then 15 minutes later, a smart staffer would yank them off the air and go, hey, the unemployment rate actually went down because more people are on food stamps, disability, and have just thrown up their hands and quit. Get off the air. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. So that's actually really bad news for our country, but that's good news for the market, right? So again, folks, if any of that confused you and you're trying to figure that out solo, you're going to get obliterated trading this market. Having an absolute blast this week trading in our weekly options portfolio. We've been trading the hell out of gold this week. Gold has had an interesting week. It's getting pounded into the dirt, and we're really seeing this 150 line as the institutional skirmish line. We had an iron condor on. I ejected out of the losing part of the bull put spread. The bear call spread is making a full profit there, and then I put on a couple repair trades. I put this trade on yesterday, a bear call spread, the 152, 154, 40 contracts. It's up 980 bucks. It's up 80-90% in about a day. So there's a 93% probability of collecting a full 1,200 bucks in a day and a half, essentially. So or 2 days. So pretty good trade there. I just put this trade on this morning. The 150, 148 weekly bull put spread, 35 contracts. It's got the potential to make 2,000 bucks in a day. About a 45% probability. Only a 10-11% probability of losing about $5,000. That ain't going to happen. I sent out a trade alert, an SMS via text and email to my traders that I was adding this trade to the model portfolio. I gave them my ejection criteria about where I'd bail out of this trade, and there's a 61% probability of making some scratch on this trade because the break-even's all the way down here at 149.43. Let me show you something very interesting about weekly options. Let's say that the GLD just hangs exactly where it is right now for the rest of the day, which it'll probably move away from, it'll move around as the Bernanke speaks and some of those Fed folks will speak. But let's, for all intents and purposes, let's just say the GLD hangs right here at 149.87. Actually, we're at 149.89 or whatever it is. Put your eyes right here, folks. This is called theta. This is a Greek known as time decay. Whenever you sell something, you want it to decay in value. If you sell a $90,000 Porsche and the guy peels out of the parking lot, you want that thing to decay in value. Because if he does a U-turn and comes back and says, you know what, my wife just called, told me to get over my midlife crisis, will you buy the car back? And you go, yeah. For about 50 grand. That's called time decay. When you buy something, you hate time decay, right? But we sold a bull put spread that 150, 148 that expires tomorrow afternoon. So look at theta right there. You ready? Let's just say 330 bucks all the way up to about 1,330 bucks. So there's a potential $1,000 gain today in my model portfolio in theta alone if this trade hangs, if the GLD just hangs where it is. So this, I might actually just get out of this trade this afternoon because not sure what's going to happen with the jobs report. ADP came in horrible. Goldman Sachs and everybody's rushing around scrambling to update what their numbers are going to be for tomorrow. So this might just be a one-day trade to open up my pocket and see theta dollars just as each minute, as every second went by that I'm talking to you in this video, theta has been dropping into my model portfolio as we hang out right here at our current price. So potential $1,000 gain just on theta alone on this trade. Also put on an SPX Iron Condor earlier in the week. It's up 700 bucks, and we have how much left to go on this one? About 1,000 bucks left. There's an 85% probability of collecting a full $1,700 in 4 days on this trade. So having a blast in our weekly options model portfolio. A lot of blue collar work going on. They're not for everybody, but if you're interested in learning about weekly options or taking a test flight, go to topgunoptions.com, hover over services, and you can go down to weekly options. Or if you're like me, an old guy who's got a BlackBerry still, you can type in topgunoptions.com/weekly-options, and you can scroll down and take a 2-week test flight and see how we do things here at Weekly Options. Our mission objective is to gain at least $1,000 a week in profits in the model portfolio, and we've been doing that and then some since our inception in the middle of December. Some weeks we get absolutely obliterated like we did last week, and then other weeks we absolutely knock it out of the park. It's going to happen. That's the ebb and flow of weekly options. The mission objective is obviously to make those getting obliterated weeks a hell of a lot less and very infrequent than the knocking it out of the park weeks. And we've had a lot of knocking it out of the park weeks and really looking forward to that. And from the Department of our government's a lot smarter than you about how to spend your tax money. Here you go. There's a nearly $500,000 stimulus, but on correct condom use. That was supposed to, bring a couple federal jobs or whatever. Zero. Jobs reported, 0. So there's a $500,000 flushed down the toilet, right? And then the Secretary of Defense Hagel was hinting at cuts in pay to military folks yesterday. Yep. Get my sick bag ready, because it's just, don't get me started. All right, guys, got to go. Got to trade the hell out of some weekly options. Got to do some other stuff, doing some one-on-one coaching today, and then also getting ready for something called the Commanding Officers Club. If you're an elite Top Gun options trader, you're going to be hearing from me shortly. I'll leave it at that. Just take a look. Special invitation going out for a in-person event down here in sunny Boca Raton. So if you get that email and hear from us, I strongly recommend you take a look at it, because we want to talk to you. Okay? Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow with Friday's market wrap-up over at Wealth Creation Investing. We'll see you.